Hi everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, we will see different ways to iterate over a hash map. In this lecture, we will demonstrate how to iterate over a hash map using Java It forEach method with Lambda expression, how to iterate over a hash maps EntrySet using Iterator, how to iterate over hash maps EntrySet using Java 8 forEach method and Lambda expression, how to iterate over a hash maps EntrySet using simple forEach loop, how to iterate over hash maps keySet. So these are the different ways to iterate over hash map, and in this lecture we will create an example and we will demonstrate all these different ways. So let's go to our project in IntelliJ over here, and here go to HashMap package, right click on it, new, and then choose Java class. Let's give class name as iterate over HashMap example. Next, let me maximize this. Within this class, let's create a main method, and here let me list out all the different ways. Okay, next let us go ahead and let's first create the HashMap object, and let's add a key value pairs to it. So if you go to one of the previous example, here we have already a HashMap object with key value pairs. So let me quickly copy it, and let's go back to our iterate over HashMap example class, go to main method and just here paste it. Okay, next let's add few more key value pairs here. Root map dot put and then mango, let's say count 25, and then root map dot put cherry count 5. Okay, perfect. Next here we have system.println statement to just print the hash map. Just run the program and you can see in the output hash map with key value pairs. Next, let us go ahead and let us see how to iterate over hash map using Java 8 forEach method and Lambda expression. So this is the simplest way to iterate over hash map. Okay, so basically Java 8 introduced this forEach method and Lambda expression feature. So with the help of these two features, we can iterate over a hash map in a very concise way and in a shorter way basically. Okay, so here just call the HashMap object. It has forEach method, and notice here forEach method takes byConsumer as a parameter, and byConsumer is basically a functional interface, and we have to provide the Lambda expression implementation for this byConsumer functional interface. So just call this forEach method over here. So here for this Lambda expression, just pass the two parameters. First parameter is a key, second parameter is a value. Next, let us have the Lambda symbol over here, and within the Lambda body, just put the system.println statement and then just print this key and value. So here, let me first print the key and then followed by, let us differentiate between key and value by this arrow and then value. Okay, perfect. Now we have used Java 8 forEach method along with a Lambda expression to iterate over hash map. Next, let us run the program and let us see the output. Well, notice here the output, the key value pair is successfully printed over here. So this is how we can use Java 8 forEach method and Lambda expression to iterate over a hash map. Next, let us see the second way, how to iterate over hash maps EntrySet using Iterator method. So here just call root map object. It has EntrySet method. And notice here EntrySet method returns a set, and set has a Iterator method. So let us call EntrySet first, and this EntrySet returns set. Set has a Iterator. So just call Iterator method, and notice here Iterator method returns a Iterator of type entry. So just call this Iterator method over here. Next, let us take the result of this Iterator method in a Iterator. So here just call Iterator, and Iterator is generic. So let us pass the type. Well, the type is entry, and entry interface is present in a map. So just call map interface first and then dot entry and then pass types. So string is a type for key and integer is a type for value. Perfect. Next, let's give the variable name as iterator. Perfect. Now we have iterator. Next, let us use while loop to iterate over a iterator. So here while and then iterator dot has next. Next, within a while loop, just call iterator dot next method, and notice here next method returns the entry, and this entry is present in a map interface. So just call this next method, and next let us take the result of this next into a entry. And in order to access the entry interface, first we have to call the map interface, and then it has internally a entry interface, and then string as a key type, integer as a value type, and let's give name as entry. Perfect. Now we got the entry. Next let us get the key and value from this entry. So here just put the system.out.println statement, and then entry dot get key, and then just differentiate by using arrow, and then entry dot get value. Perfect. Now we have printed key value pair over here. Next let us run the program, and you can see the output apple, cherry, mango, orange, banana. So this is the output of the first way, that is using forEach method and lambda expression, and this is the output of the second way, that is using iterator method. So let us put the system.out.println and let us differentiate it. So here just put the system.out.println statement, and then just pass this comment iterating using Java 8 forEach and lambda expression. And here also let's put the system.out.println statement, and then new line followed by this string. Perfect. Next let us run the program again, and let us see how output looks. You can see now the output looks good in a console. Okay, perfect. Next let us go and let us see how to iterate over a HashMap's entry set using Java 8 forEach method and lambda expression. So here you can see, here we have used this forEach method directly on HashMap object, and here you can see we are going to use the forEach method on HashMap's EntrySet method. So this EntrySet basically returns a set, and we use forEach method on set object, not on HashMap object. Okay. Alright, here let's put the system.out.println statement first, and then new line, and just print this string to the console. Next let us call the HashMap object, that is putMap. It has EntrySet method, and notice here EntrySet method returns a set of type entry, and we can call the forEach method on this set object. So here just call EntrySet. EntrySet returns set. Set has a forEach method, and notice here forEach method takes consumer as a parameter. So here consumer is basically a functional interface, and we have to provide the lambda expression implementation for this consumer functional interface. So just call this forEach method, and here just pass entry as a parameter to the lambda expression, and then lambda symbol, and then within a curly braces just put the system.out.println statement, and here just call entry. So from entry object we can get the key value pairs. So here just call the method get key to get the key from the entry, and then just differentiate by using arrow symbol, and then call entry object. It has get value method to get the value from the entry. Perfect. Well, if lambda body has a single statement, then we can also ignore the open and close curly braces over here. So just let me refactor it. Perfect. Next let us run the program, and notice here the output iterating over HashMap's entry set using Java 8 forEach and lambda expression, and you can see the iterated HashMap entries. Okay, next let us go ahead and let us see how to iterate over HashMap's entry set using simple forEach loop. So here let us first put the system.out.println statement, and then new line, and then just copy this comment and just paste it over here. Okay, next let us have a forEach loop over here. Map dot entry, and then pass string as a key type, integer as a value type, let's call it as entry, and then root map dot entry set. Okay, so here basically we are using for each loop to iterate over a HashMap's entry set. That's why here we have called HashMap.entrySet. Okay, next, once we got the entry, we can get the key value from this entry by using getKey and getValue methods. So here just put the system.println statement and then call entry object. It has getKey method to get the key, and then put the arrow symbol and then entry dot get value. Okay, it's pretty simple. Next, let us go ahead and let's run the program over here. And here you can see the output iterating over HashMap's entry set using simple for each loop. Okay, perfect. Next, let us go ahead and let us see how to iterate over a HashMap's key set. So here let me first add the system.println statement and then new line, and then just let me copy and paste it over here. Okay, next let us call HashMap object and then call keySet method over here, and notice here keySet method returns a set. Okay, so just call keySet, and this keySet returns set, and set has a forEach method, so just call forEach method over here, and then let us pass the parameter to the Lambda expression. Let us say element, and then use Lambda symbol over here, and within a Lambda body just put the system.println statement, and here element is nothing but a key, and we can use this key to get a value from the HashMap using get method. So here just differentiate using arrow symbol. So here element is nothing but a key, so let me refactor it, key. Alright, so basically this keySet method returns a set of all the keys from the HashMap, and here we are basically iterating over a set of all the keys by using this forEach method. Okay, now we got a key. Next we can get the value by this key. Just call the HashMap object and then call its get method. Well, we can use this get method to get the value by passing the key to this get method. So here just call get method and then pass the key. Okay, perfect. Now we got key and value over here. Next let us run the program, and you can see the output iterating over HashMap's key set, and here are the key value pairs. Alright, so these are the 5 different ways to iterate over a HashMap, and among these different ways most of the developers use this one, the first approach, because this is the simple and concise and as well as the shorter. Okay, in a single line of statement we can iterate over a HashMap by using Java forEach method and Lambda expression. Alright, great. So other different approaches also works well, but most of the developers prefer this approach. Alright, great. I will see you in the next lecture.